This one chart that I'm about to show you shows why Bitcoin and crypto is about to absolutely explode. This could be Bitcoin's biggest move yet, and you don't want to miss it. So let's get it. Now, taking a look at the Bitcoin chart on the daily, what I want to bring up is I want to bring up the global money supply. Now, why this is important is this is the total amount of money that's circulating in the world. And this is actually a good indicator because it has an 82% correlation with the price of Bitcoin. Now, what I've done is I've actually pushed the M2 money supply about 105 days ahead, because what typically happens is the money supply actually moves first, and then Bitcoin typically follows what the money supply is doing. Because when you think about this logically, when more money is being added into circulation, that money has to go somewhere. And quite often it's invested into assets like the stock market, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. And that's why Bitcoin has such a close correlation with the money supply. And we can actually use it to predict Bitcoin's next move. So we can see that Bitcoin's price is typically following the supply of money in the world. Well, what's happened is we've had this correction, but the money supply has actually gone and put in new all-time highs to the upside, and it typically runs about 8 to 10 weeks ahead of Bitcoin, which is why I've moved it forward. So if Bitcoin was to actually follow this trend again, then we could actually expect Bitcoin to also run up to all-time highs in price, and in turn for the altcoins to follow and show strength as well. Because when we zoom out of the chart of Bitcoin, what we can see happen is Bitcoin actually had a massive breakout in the price discovery when we got above that blue box there, which was the previous all-time highs. And we're currently experiencing a correction, and it has been quite a significant correction of about 30%. And altcoins have corrected even more, some correcting up to 60 to 80%. But what we've essentially done is we've filled this imbalance, which was an area of interest where not a lot of volume had been traded. So when we actually lost this sideways range, it's why we fell very sharply to the downside. Now, the area I would have been targeting for Bitcoin to go to is this blue box here. However, it's not guaranteed, and nothing is certain in these markets, and we always play the markets by probability. Now, we're only a few percentage off reaching that, but we may have already bottomed, especially if we're going to follow what the money supply is doing. So this is the time to be accumulating your favorite altcoins if we are going to see that reversal, which I believe is the likely scenario. And you have to remember that corrections are normal in a bull market. In the 2017 cycle, we got 6 corrections of 35% or more. And so far this bull run, we've had about 5 major corrections this market. And these are always going to come. But if you sold down here, or down here, or down here, or down here, you missed out on a significant portion of the upside. And that's the same thing that we're seeing again. Anyone who sold here, who sold here, here, or here, or even where we are today, if you sell, you're going to regret it massively when we continue this bull run and the prices continue to move up. It's not the time to be selling when you get these moves down and there's fear in the market. Warren Buffett, the greatest investor of all time, his famous quote was, "Be greedy when others are fearful, and fearful when others are greedy." Because even though the price is down, the fundamentals for these assets have not changed, but you're buying it at a significant discount, meaning you're able to accumulate more and also lower your average prices if you did get in at a high price. So as we're seeing the money grow as the M2 increases, Bitcoin has an 82% correlation with the M2, then it would be reasonable to expect that Bitcoin's likely going to follow the M2 as well and start to put in new all-time highs. So this is where I'm accumulating my favorite altcoins, and I suggest to all of my audience members that this is the time to be buying, because I truly believe this is probably one of the last buying opportunities before Bitcoin really goes parabolic. Because when I take a look at the Bitcoin chart, my price price target has always been up here at around 150k. So I really believe that once this move here has bottomed, that we are really going to get that last push up for Bitcoin into price discovery before we eventually start our bear market and we get that 60 to 80% crash. So this is really the last buying opportunity to really accumulate before we get that last push up for Bitcoin. And it's typically when Bitcoin makes its final push up into price discovery that a lot of these altcoins that are still at their cycle lows, that they start to actually catch up and outperform Bitcoin. And that's where they get those big spikes to the upside. So this is really one of the biggest opportunities that you're going to have to make life-changing money in crypto, is buying during these times of fear when other people are too scared to, taking that chance, and that's when you're going to get the reward for that. Now, when we take a look at the market, what coins am I buying right now? Well, just taking a look at the top 100, what I would typically do is I would actually look for the coins that are down the most significantly. And these are the coins that are going to be trading at the biggest discounts. But you also want to be choosing projects you like. You don't just want to be investing in a coin because it's down significantly, but it has to be projects that you've done the research for, that have good tokenomics, good fundamentals, and those are the ones that you want to buy when they're down. So straight away, as we scroll down this list, straight away, Ondo down 33% in the last 30 days. For me, anything under $1 for Ondo is an absolute steal. It's the leading crypto for the tokenization of real world assets. It's partnered with BlackRock, partnered with MasterCard. They're doing a lot of big things, and it's a coin that I'm scooping up at the moment. As well, as we scroll down this list, a few other coins I like right now. Aave, I think in terms of DeFi, Aave has to be one of the leaders, and being down 31% is an absolute steal. As well as Solana as well, I think is a good buy right now at $125. My price target for Solana has always been $1,000 for this cycle. So I think that's going to get you, if my maths is correct, maybe at 8 or 9x from here, which is still solid returns. A few other coins I like as we scroll down. So BitTensor Tau, leading AI project, known as the Bitcoin of AI, because it has a supply of 21 million coins, the exact same as Bitcoin. So if it was to reach the same market cap as Bitcoin, then its price would actually be the same, which is kind of insane to think about. As well, Sui, strong project. They have a really amazing team. I love everything they're doing. Down 28%. Like, some of these discounts are absolutely insane, but the average retail investor is too scared to buy. Most retail investors, they were happy to buy BitTensor when it was trading at $400, $500, $600. They were happy to buy Sui when it was trading at $5, $6, or Render when it was trading at $8, $10, but they don't want to buy it now that it's down at $3, at $2.30. Like, these are insane deals, and this is why retail lose money, because they don't take advantage of these opportunities when we see peak fear in the market. And that's one of the things you need to have in these markets, is you need to have conviction. You need to know what you're invested in, because when you don't know what you're invested in, you're not going to have that backbone to keep buying when the price goes down. But when you know the fundamentals, when you know the teams, what they're building, it gives you the confidence to continue to buy throughout these times of fear. Now, if you guys want to know my top 10 picks for 2025, the small cap coins that I think have the most potential outside the top 100 that could get you that 50 to 100x return, you can purchase my top 10 picks for 2025. Just click on the link in the description. And if you'd like some one-on-one coaching with me to learn how to trade or invest, just message me on either Instagram or Twitter, or send me an email as well, and we can organize a Zoom session. But besides that, guys, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottom it out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottom it out, don't ever rise is deadish.
I'm sure.
Novo Graz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go